All right, it's December 10th, 2013, and I'm doing a part 2 for the Sandy Hook shooting thing that I did for part 1, and there's not much else to say. It's very difficult to continue doing videos when I have so many things to do, move from place to place. Can't go into any more storages, can't seem to find a reasonable place to move into. They've got too many rules and regulations, or too many conditional things to comply with before they rent to you. They'd rather see their buildings empty than they would rent to somebody. And of course, then there's the credit check, and I don't think I'll ever know why I have so much difficulty. I had difficulty when I was a kid growing up, had difficulty when I was in school, definitely. There was a lot of bullying that went on when I was in school. So the bullying might explain what would happen to a person who can't release or talk about, being bullied. Evidently, the releases come in different ways. But instead of being respected for the things I've learned, although many of them have been the hard way, I'm being disrespected, especially in my older age. This one's not going to be very long. It's probably only like 5 or 10 minutes, because the first 15 minutes was sabotaged by the government. Supposedly something went wrong. Something's always going wrong in my life. I know many of you have not been consistent with looking at all my videos, because you've got a very upset man, obviously, very distressed, very annoyed, distressed, an individual who claims their civil rights have been violated repeatedly, tons and tons of times, and in all this times, even before 2009, when I even went to the FBI. I said, "Don't you investigate civil rights violations?" No. The only thing they investigate is the worst case scenario civil rights violations. Oh, I see. You get to pick and choose what kind of civil rights you're going to investigate. That's interesting. How do you make up when a government has done something really wrong? How does the government make up? How do they compensate? How do they make amends? Like in Al-Anon, rule number 8 says, make amends to those you have done damage to. Well, every politician should go to Al-Anon meetings, because they have tons of people to make amends to. And make amends wherever possible. See, some things can't be amended. Once those years of your younger years of your life are gone, that's it. And if somebody impeded your life or interfered in it, either through neglect or through intervention, then, guess what? You've lost those years, and there's nothing anybody can do to bring it back. And you have to eat crow and swallow that nonsense for the rest of your life. Whenever you're re-stimulated, or you have a memory flashback to what had been done to you, you fall into a fog, and you don't understand. You don't want to understand anything anymore. You simply want it to be over. I mean, we're all going to die anyway, so what's the difference? But when a person dies, their DNA dies with them. You can't re-resurrect this special shuffling that is in each person that's born. And that special shuffling of the DNA gives rise to the stimulus that will one day create another great progressive invention that would help humanity progress further. But instead, they single out people like me. They hurt, they ignore, they impede, they destroy a person. And then when they're confronted with it, they say, well, we have the right to do that. We have laws. We have rules, regulations. Really, you have rules and regulations where you put up a sign that says no parking. That's the only way that you can legally make it stand in your court system. Well, there's no sign at the beginning of Los Angeles or Winnetka or Canoga Park or any place saying you cannot live in your motorhome, that's against the law. You cannot da-da-da-da-da-da, saying welcome to Canoga Park or welcome to Winnetka or welcome to wherever city you're in. And there's a advisory sign that's right there. Welcome, but this is what you can't do in our city. And if you do any of these, you will be fined, prosecuted, whatever. I don't see no sign like that in any of the cities anywhere in the United States. I don't see a sign like that on the borders of the United States of America at the federal level saying what you can and can't do and so on and so forth. I don't see any signs. You have to consult your local authorities. And your local authorities don't publish any books about that. They don't publish rules and regulations on that. So what the heck is going on here? How the heck do you expect people, to be aware of your minuscule rules and regulations if you're not advising them of them up front with signs like you have? I'm giving a legal argument here. I can stand in any court and propose that to the Supreme Court and say, where are the signs? Where are the signs that say no this, no that? So that way the people will come here, they'll look at the sign, they'll say, oh, I have to leave. Or if you've lived in LA for many, many years, and all of a sudden you foreclose your house, you get into your motorhome and you realize, oh, you can't live in your motorhome, your house is gone, so now you can only be in an approved place. But if they don't have these RV places, which charge a fortune, by the way, even if they do exist, charge excessive amounts of money to live in your motorhome, you're all sick. And this money thing is what's behind all of it. And you've heard biblical statements, money is the root of all evil. No, that's actually been rephrased to the excessive love of money and worship of money is the root of all evil. That's how it should read. And that's exactly what all of you are doing. And when you want to vent your feelings, you'll go to YouTube like I do, and you'll yak, 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 yak. Or you'll vent it on Twitter, or you'll vent it on Facebook. It doesn't do anything. You're actually being controlled by the internet, as well as all the other stuff you see on TV. And so people lose themselves in movies and pretend. And what good is a movie? Why are you putting money in these actors and actresses' pockets? Are they really going to help you with your foreclosed home? Have they pulled any money in your pocket? No, but they'll pay $30,000 a plate to go sit at a crappy restaurant with George Bush or Obama, or whatever his name is, I don't care, or the previous President Clinton. You'll pay money to go to a dinner to raise money for them to run for office, for the mayor of Los Angeles, the governor, and what are they doing for you, really? They're not doing anything. Not really. Did they keep you from losing your home? Did they keep you from getting into a bad deal with your loan thing? No, instead, they come up with this conglomerate plan that's supposed to help you save your home. And Dianne Feinstein, I remember her on television, she says, oh, fight for your homes, don't give up. I'm going, what is that? Why don't you get out there and help them? What is this crap? This is crapola. Good cop, bad cop. NBC, CBS, ABC. This is the controlled media, the national media, who ignored me when I ran for mayor, ignored me when I ran for president, and I even get ignored on YouTube because they shuffle all the YouTubes. You don't get to see me undisturbed one video after another unless you sit there and have the time to do that. But no, you don't have the time for that. But that's how complicated the problems are. That's why there's 400 videos of me repeating over and over again, because I know it's so shuffled, you're not going to get my complete message. There's no way I can condense it into 15 minutes. or 20 minutes or even an hour. It's not that simple. And these guys running things are the asses. They're the jerks. They're the ones that are taking the money out of your pocket. Why are you putting money in the actors and actresses' pockets watching their crappy movies? Entertainment? Go play basketball. Go play football. Go do something healthy. Screw the TV. Screw the movies. Don't get the movie from Netflix. All it does is blank you out. You go into a fog because the problems are so big in this country or in any country you go to, you don't want to hear them anymore. I don't blame you. I don't blame anybody for wanting to hide from the problems. But that's not the solution. The solution is take your money out of the banks. Don't cooperate with the banks. Don't cooperate with the oil companies. Stop driving your cars, man. I said that during the 16 times I challenged Obama and Romney and all the previous presidential candidates, and no one would answer me on YouTube. They wouldn't say, no, we won't debate you. Not even a no. Total neglect completely, like I didn't even exist. And they've got you. They've got you no matter which way you go, because they've got computers working out on all these loopholes to find them, to keep you from being able to pin the tail on the donkey, and in this case the Democratic Party, or they would pin the tail on the elephant. You're not going to pin the tail on either one of them because you're all blind. So I'll end up being reprimanded and punished even more for tiny little mistakes that I might make along the way, which when the president does it, it's not a mistake, we can deal with that, we can mull that over. When a little person makes a mistake, oh my God, it's Mount Everest, it's as big as Mount Everest what you did. This is sick. And the companies are sick, the corporations are sick, you're all procedure control fanatics, you're fine control fanatics. You deserve the earthquakes, you deserve tornadoes, you deserve all the terrible things that happen to you. If the right people were in office, people like me, those things would be less. They wouldn't be more. You'd be more prepared because guidelines exist right now and have existed to protect people from tornadoes from more than 100 years back. But you people don't want to listen to real smart people. You want to listen to the science advisors at the White House. It's like the movie Armageddon. The general says, he wants to throw a bunch of nuclear missiles at the Texas-sized asteroid that's coming towards the planet. And Mr. Wizard on the table says, a terrible idea. And the general says, was I talking to you? And Billy Bob Thornton says, you might want to listen to him. This is like one of the smartest guys on the planet. And the guy goes on to say, at the table, he says, I know the president's advisor. I went to MIT with him. And personally, you don't take advice from a person who got a medical C- in physics. His idea was right. The president's advisors are wrong. Okay? So, no, you're not going to listen to that. You don't care. You want to keep going the way you're going. And what's going to happen is you're just going to get more disasters. These people don't have the answers. If a person like me has the answers, they're locked up in here. And they're locked up in my DNA. And you ain't going to get them because they're special. They're shuffled only in a certain way. And the quantum spiritual quality of the universe is not going to release it to people like you because you don't deserve it. Because look what you've been doing to me. I don't have a truck outside the storage or a warehouse or somebody's going to come and say, this guy's not stupid, this guy's not crazy, he's just pleading. That's all he's doing, for help, and nobody wants to help him. That's right. Nobody wants to help me. Talk to you later.